Mr. Fabulous, coming to us from parts unknown, has been a Canes fan for decades.
Decades, Beast. Decades.
Decades. We've seen it all before. So let's jump into this. The good is, in a year of a pandemic, in a year of just absolute calamity, the Miami Hurricanes did manage a 2-loss season, which is better than last year. So there is
Sure.
that. There is that, right?
Yes, sir.
But the way they ended the season against North Carolina,
Yes.
the just absolute obliteration, the inability to stop the run at any standpoint, the fact that they played that game while their defensive line coach was near death. Their
Shouldn't have played.
Their safeties coach was having pneumonia. They had no staff.
Don't play.
Right. So, Mr. Fabulous.
Yes, sir.
Your thoughts on the way the season went and the way it ended?
Well, I mean, Beast, to be honest, I'm concerned. I've seen a repetitive pattern since 2006. And the pattern consists of us fizzling out at the end of the season, going to a second-tier bowl game, Sun Bowl, Pinstripe Bowl.
I was at that bowl in Boise in 2006, New Year's Eve, Chavez Grant, interception. We beat Nevada.
Was that
Yay.
the last one? Was that the last? No, Rick won a game. He beat West
Virginia. Yeah. No, we after that we won like another bowl. Oh, we beat West Virginia. That was supposed to be our big comeback.
That was it.
Orlando, and we've had one bowl win in a decade. How about that?
It's ridiculous. Yes, that's the pattern I'm talking about. That's what I'm referring to. So we got to get out of this mediocrity. If we don't want to play the bowl, don't show up to the bowl. Don't go to the bowl. If we're going to this bowl game, it's the same situation as North Carolina. Does anyone know if the coaches are going to be back? Are they going to be back coaching and at the bowl game? Does anyone know?
I don't know, and I don't know that they're going to tell us because information about that stuff just does not come out. And, listen, we've had 2 players opt out already, and Roche and Phillips, and who knows who else is going to be on that list.
Nobody should opt out. Those are the only 2 guys in my mind.
Listen. One never knows with this team. One never knows. Someone may get into somebody's ear that they're going to be a high draft pick, even though we know they're not going to get drafted, or be a late round pick, and they may decide to opt out. Unfortunately, as you said, Mr. Fabulous, it's been cyclical for the last 15 years. It's been the same damn thing, and we're not happy about it as Canes fans.
It's disgusting. It's pathetic and it's nauseating. If we're not going to show up, we're not going to play, don't go to the bowl. Because what's going to happen here, Beast, is we go to this thing and get blown out by Oklahoma State because nobody shows up and guys opt out. What's the next game on the schedule?
Alabama, man.
What happens then?
Ass ripping.
And then does this leave us? Leave us going into 2021.
I mean, not in a good spot, but
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So listen, we would be remiss, right? Before we get all negative for the next however many minutes we're going to do this, I have to give kudos to the staff and Manny for bringing in a good recruiting class.
Sure, absolutely.
But as I said in a previous video, if you're counting those chickens before they hatch, before you see them in a Miami Hurricanes uniform on the field against a proper college opponent, like, you're doing it wrong. Like, you can give them as many stars and grades as you want, but they haven't done it in college. And Mr. Fabulous, you've been around long enough to see the ones that have not panned out. And then there's the guys that have been 2 stars or 3 stars, and if they've gone on to be Pro Bowlers in the NFL. So recruiting is not a sure thing.
Yep. So, I mean, where does that leave us? So, I mean, somehow we have to get a win against Oklahoma State. I don't care if it's by 3 points, a point. We need to win that game. There needs to be some guys that step up on the team and get pissed off. I don't know what Ed Reed's doing these days, but he needs to get in those guys' ears, and they got to go in and win that game. Am I
Yeah,
right?
I totally agree with you. I think the only way to salvage the season, and it seems stupid because you only lose 2 games, um, and you feel like everything that happened to only lose 2 games is a plus, but it's just the way they lost that North Carolina game left such a bad taste in my mouth that if they don't win this game against Oklahoma State and it's a 3-loss season, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, I know the record shows me they're better than last year, but I don't feel great about the season at all.
Yeah, no. I mean, is there a chance of opting out of this bowl game if we go into this thing in
Nah,
a
I think we're
we
pot
got
committed, man. We're eating our Cheez-Its, whether we like it or not.
we got to go?
Blake James is already got his mindset on making that drive up the turnpike and heading to the what I don't know if you were at the Canes Florida game uh, last year to open the season, but it was one of the worst experiences going through that stadium in my life. I've never been at a worse experience of a stadium, and I trust me, I've been to some bad freaking stadiums in my life.
Uh,
Uh, they cleaned that place up, but I mean, to park, to get into the stadium, to figure out where you're sitting, customer service, the worst experience of my life. Man, it's a bad place to play. So I'm definitely not going, even if there wasn't COVID going on. But yeah, the bottom line is, Mr. Fabulous, you and I both know this. Money makes the world go round. Canes will get paid. The conference will get paid. There'll be dollars involved. It's on TV, and that's why you accept the bowl bid.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can watch it, to be honest with you. I don't know who's going to show up. I pray to God that they put in some type of effort and look enthused out there. If they come out flat, why do they always come out flat in these big games? The last game I can remember that they came out revved up to play was the Notre Dame game,
That was
2017
it.
under Rick.
That was it.
That was
That
it, right?
that was the pinnacle, man. That was like, hey, we're back. We just slapped that ass. The Hard Rock Stadium for that night, it was like Orange Bowl B, right? It was like we're okay. It's never gonna be the Orange Bowl, but like it had that feeling of some electricity, and then from there it just went to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah. Every big game seems to be they come out flat or something. They just don't look like they want to be there. I don't know. You think it's a confidence level issue? They don't feel like they can compete. Is it a coaching issue? What's going on?
I don't know, man. I think part of it is, unfortunately, that kids these days truly don't understand the dedication it takes to put in to win. They think they do and they say that they're in, but it's just not like it used to be, but it's not their fault. It's how they've been raised. And also, it's not like these kids live in Tuscaloosa where there's literally nothing to do. So why not be in the strength and conditioning program and just working your ass off and looking like men instead of boys, also accepting Camaros on the side. But but yeah, I just think that's the way it is. You would hope that Ed Reed would be a guy that would be kind of like the Yoda, right? The Jedi Knight that would bring the ways of the Force back into the program. And I'm not sure that's happened yet, but maybe he's been. Listen, I'll give Ed credit if he says, listen, I was sitting back all year, observing, seeing what's going on, and now I'm going to go in. Now I'm going to go hard in with my advice to Manny and the players and everybody else.
I hope he does. I think that needs to happen. I think the kids these days, I see players after that North Carolina loss, they post videos of themselves. It's all about Instagrams and highlights and what they, posting a video. You lost the game, you got spanked. You should be posting videos of yourself. I mean, I feel like these kids are putting themselves before the team. And that's the pattern I see. You don't see that at Clemson. You don't see that at Alabama. You don't see that at Notre Dame. I think
No,
that
I mean, I think the teams that win get buy-in from their players, right?
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
what you see. I mean, the teams that are in the college football playoff, as much as I disagree with Ohio State being there,
They should
and
not be.
Yeah, Ohio State should not be there. I think it should have been Alabama, Clemson. Uh, I think Cincinnati should have been there, and I think Texas A&M should have been there. But that's neither. That's a whole nother video about the stupid process.
Yeah.
Uh, but I think the teams that are there get buy-in from top to bottom. How they get that buy-in, I'll leave that up to them. But they get that buy-in.
I'll tell you what, I'll end it on this and the fact that we both love Miami. We're both positive. We don't want to be negative here. And I think Manny's done a lot of really good stuff, but the problem with him is he can't seem to win the big game or even make it close.
So
if you're going to lose by 3. Don't lose by 35.
Yeah. Let me ask you this question. One, I think you already said it, which is you need to see a win against Oklahoma State. But two, whether or not they win, does that have any bearing on you wanting to see any kind of staff changes or any moves made in the offseason here?
I think the only thing you can really look at is the defense. And even when they were fully staffed, and even last year, I did not feel good about the defense, particularly the secondary. How many 3rd and 25s did we give up? I don't know what they're doing. They seem to be that bend don't break. They're not attacking. It's not man. A lot of zone stuff. I don't know what's going on. That's the problem I have. I love the offense. King was fantastic. Lashley's a huge home run. I got concerns about the defense and the offensive line too, but seems to be getting a little better.
Yeah, I mean the offensive line I think improved, and hoping that the receivers continue to grow. The offense, I don't think it's going to happen, but I hope King sticks around because I think another year with Lashley and King could be really prolific for this offense. But the defense has got to make some strides, especially in that back 7. It was horrific at times.
So the last question we have is, what if King leaves? Who plays? Who goes in? DVD, Garcia, who do you got? Kosi?
Well, listen, I don't want to start a freshman against Alabama. Because
good idea.
That's just asking for an utter disaster. If Kosi's still around, maybe I give him the start with a short leash and then have TVD ready. I don't know that I want Jake Garcia to be the guy to go out there against Alabama. I don't care how many stars and accolades and whatever you got. You facing a Nick Saban defense that is a bunch of men scares the hell out of me.
Yes. We'll get hurt. Somebody will get hurt.
Correct. Yes, someone will get hurt. That's why maybe they'll start me. I'll get hurt. Mr. Fabulous, thank you for your time. We should do this again.
Yes, let's do it. Thanks for everything.
All right. So no matter what, go Canes, right?
That's right, man. Go. We love the U. The reason why we do this is we're passionate. We love these guys. But we just get frustrated about the repetitive patterns going on over the past 15 years. We talked about it. Let's see if somebody can make a change.
All right, man. Thanks for your time.
Peace out. Peace.